Have you ever wondered what would happen if the sun just disappeared for a second? Not for a day or even a minute, just one single second. It sounds tiny, almost meaningless. But when we're talking about the star that powers life on Earth, even 1 second could spark a cascade of cosmic questions. Would the sky go dark? Would Earth freeze or drift off into space? Let's find out. To begin, we have to understand something important. Light from the sun doesn't reach us instantly. Even though it travels at the mind-boggling speed of about 300,000 kilometers per second, the sun is so far away, about 150 million kilometers, that its light takes roughly 8 minutes and 20 seconds to reach us. So if the sun suddenly vanished, Earth wouldn't go dark right away. For over 8 minutes, we'd still see the sun shining in the sky, blissfully unaware of what just happened. This delay applies not just to light, but to gravity too. According to Einstein's theory of general relativity, changes in gravity also travel at the speed of light. So the Earth wouldn't feel the absence of the sun's gravitational pull until that same 8-minute delay had passed. For that brief moment, our planet would just keep orbiting as if nothing happened. It wouldn't suddenly fly off into space. It would be business as usual until the change in gravity finally caught up with us. But remember, in this thought experiment, the sun only disappears for 1 second. So what actually happens when the sun blinks out of existence and then reappears a second later? From a gravitational point of view, Earth would feel a tiny disturbance, but it would be incredibly subtle. We're talking about a 1-second gap in an otherwise continuous gravitational field. The planet might shift its orbit by a barely detectable amount, fractions of a millimeter. And even that change wouldn't happen until more than 8 minutes later. It's like someone flicking the lights off in a distant room, and you don't notice it until long after they've turned them back on. By the way, if you like this content, remember to subscribe and like. As for light and energy, the story is similar. When the sunlight finally does stop reaching us, there'd be a sudden, eerie blackout lasting exactly 1 second. Day would turn to a sort of cosmic night. The sky would go pitch black. The stars would become visible in the middle of the day. And since the moon only shines by reflecting sunlight, it would vanish too. There would be no gradual dimming, no sunset, just darkness. And then, just as quickly, the light would return. The sky would brighten, shadows would reappear, and everything would go back to normal. But can you imagine how people would react? In that 1 second of global darkness, panic would erupt. Social media would explode. Conspiracy theories would skyrocket. Governments might call emergency meetings. It would be one of the most confusing and terrifying seconds in human history, even though nothing was actually harmed. But here's the twist. The sun can't just disappear and reappear. That's not how stars work. The sun is a massive sphere of nuclear fusion, converting hydrogen into helium at its core. If it were somehow to stop functioning, it wouldn't be instant, and it definitely wouldn't restart. Even the most violent stellar events like supernovae don't happen in the blink of an eye, and they don't undo themselves. So this scenario is pure science fiction, but it does highlight something strange and fascinating about our universe. We live in a delayed reality. The sunlight you see right now is already 8 minutes old. The gravitational pull you feel is also delayed. In a way, we're always living in the past, watching a version of the universe that's already moved on. So while the sun disappearing for a second is impossible, it makes us appreciate how delicate and strange our cosmic dance really is. If you enjoyed this mind-bending thought experiment, give the video a like, hit subscribe, and share it with someone who loves space as much as you do. And tell me in the comments, what would you do if the sun blinked out for just 1 second?